Good morning, girls. Maria sent me some eye patches. We're all worried about my under eyes. Now, I went to the doctor Thursday. My blood pressure is sky high. So I've been trying to stay calm. And so I didn't do my hair last night. So I'm going to try something different to try to get that same look. What I'm doing, I'm using this size curling iron for just this. And then I'm going to use this little bitty one for down here where I usually put the pin curls. Let's see if that'll work. But first, Maria, she sent me these Grace and Stella Everything is Better in Pink Moisturizing Eye Mask. And I'm using them. I hope I'm doing it right. Let me look. Yes. And how long am I supposed to leave that on there? 15 to 20 minutes. Oh, I can't use it twice. Yes. I can use this twice. Okay. So it's been on there a good 15 minutes. Let's see if we look any different. Maybe. Okay, girls, I had a comment that this lady said she can't hear me. She loves my videos, but she can't hear me, and I talk too fast, and she thinks I need to learn how to pronounce my words a little better. I don't pronounce my words right. Well, we all knew that. But when you're hyperactive, not a whole lot you can do about this talking fast and moving fast except stay on medication. And I'm not about to do it. Right now, she's got me taking, she wanted me to take my Xanax twice a day. No. I've cut out the salt. I'm doing stretching exercises. And I've cut out a lot of my sugar. And that's about all I can do, girls. I'm taking half a Xanax in the morning. I don't need a Xanax while I'm sleeping. So that's all I'm going to do. So here we go. Back to this. Anyway, nobody else is having a hard time hearing me. You might be having a hard time understanding me. And I've tried to slow down all my life, girls, and I can't. Okay, here we go. Always make a little thing there because you want your hair to be curled from here. You don't want this straight. You want to go all the way down and pull that at the root. Don't pull it, but you know what I mean. Now, there's going to be 2 videos today because I didn't get to make Lee's coffee cake. Isn't it funny that my blood pressure was so high, they had to take it 3 times. And then finally it got down to like 50. But in the beginning, after I got home and read Google, it was 170 something, and I probably should have been sent to the hospital. Okay, just keep going. I'm using little thing. Oh, so I got a, I guess Amazon has noticed I'm not ordering. So I got a little thing that said join your YouTube to Amazon and be an Amazon associate. So I said, okay, but I never did anything about it because I didn't understand. Still don't. But so today, they put me on Prime, and my packages will get here a lot sooner. and they send me a itemized list of what invoice is going to have what on it and what day it's going to come and the invoice number. So I ordered like 7 things, and I'm only going to get 2 deliveries. So that Amazon business is going to help me. Because I buy everything from Amazon. If you look at what I put on my face, it's all from Amazon. Okay, I'm just going to put a dash of hairspray at the root. I hope this will work for you, because I had one girl, she wanted me to do a video of how I do my hair. Well, I told her I would look for it, because I had already done one, and I would look for it and repost it. Well, I tried and tried and tried, and you can't repost. You can, but there's a way you have to do it. And I did exactly what it says, and then it said this video will not be viewable. Well, what's the point? So, there is a video of how I do it when it's damp, how I pin curl it and everything, and then comb it. I don't know if this is going to work, but we're going to give it a shot. Not with that big old thing. And then Lee sent me a whole face of Elf. So we're going to do a full face of Elf. And don't put your clamp on top of that curl. Get it under it. Because if you do put it on the top, then you're going to have a dent. And you don't want a dent. Okay. All right. Oh, I was going to tell you this too, girls. I made that raspberry for Renee, not for me. I only got a piece of it. But I made it with puff pastries, and it was better, and it was easier, and it was faster. So get the puff pastries, and then you put 1 puff pastry, and you put your raspberry filling, then you put another puff pastry and some more raspberry filling, then you put a third, and then you put that drizzle that I made. And it was so good and so fast, because I'd wait for that bread to rise. And then it was huge. It took me 2 days to eat the whole thing. That might be contributing to my high blood pressure. But I ordered Mrs. Dash for salt. I ordered some fish oil. I guess that's for your heart. And I have to do stretches. Because, now this guy, he's a new doctor that's going to be there. He stood me, which has never been done before, stood me up. He was checking my back because I'm going to have another MRI. And he was doing all kinds of pressure points on my back. Then he had me get up on the table. And then he was doing pressure points while I was sitting up. And then he had me turn around. And then he did the pressure points, or whatever they call that, while I was turned around the opposite direction. And then he had me lay on my back, which was a joke. I was ashamed. When you get old and fat, you can hardly, on demand, roll around. I'm sure there was some grunting involved. What did do you like that? Because you don't work with me. All right. Now that's that. Now if you'll see, I've got that part right there curled with that bigger curling iron. So now I'm going to start using this small, well, I need to do a few more here. I'm going to get my big old cup. Anyway, so if you have a business account, you get your stuff faster. And, you know, YouTube is my business. That's what I say. And they accepted it. So good. So anyway, I get discounts and free shipping. Ow! Oh my God, what is this? Well, that's hair, but look here. This is a magnet for your, shit, that's hot. For your necklaces. And there's still a pin in my hair. What? Girls, just ignore it. Let me get this piece of hair off of here. What are you doing? Anyway, so I got those, I don't know why I got them. I don't wear necklaces. But you know, when you do, you don't have a hard time getting them snapped. So that you just hook, is there still something in my hair? Yes, a little piece of metal. And, so you, don't have to struggle. You just put that on each end of your necklace. And then you just put them together. And they just pop. And you can't hardly get them off. But I don't even wear necklaces. I guess at one point I thought I was going to. Well, at one point, I think this is it. I wanted a gold chain with a cross or a silver chain with a cross. It really didn't matter. But I knew I wouldn't be able to put it on. And because that was back in the shaky hand days. And you know I have a hard enough time when I don't have shaky hands. But, oh God, am I going to run out of these little clips? I have 9 or 10 of them. Where are they? Oh, there's one. So, I never did order the necklace. But I still need to do it. It's still on my list, the things I want. I want a cross necklace. And sooner or later, I will get one. I hope this works. If it doesn't, we'll just have to have a bun. That's all we can do. Well, okay. I'm going to have to take one from someplace else. Right there. Just up there. All right. Leela came over here. Oh, God, I got to tell you. Girls, what night was it? Friday night. You know, I've told you about this young guy that knocks on my door I don't answer my door if I don't know who it is. And he comes every day. Well, he did last week. Almost every day, right as it got dark. Well, I noticed that he was, because I have a glass window in my door, and when I stand up, I can see, and he can't see me. So I noticed he was knocking on the door, but standing to the side. Well, I just thought, well, I had somebody wanting to sell me something, and I'm not interested. So, Friday night, me and Coda and Jackie Ann all laying in the living room watching, oh my God, this movie called Max about a dog. I'll tell you about it later. I gotta finish the story first. So we're laying there, and then I heard a big thump. Well, I automatically just thought that's how hard it hit. Another limb had fell off my tree. So I got up and looked, and there was nobody out there. No limb off the tree. I didn't walk outside, thank God. And but on the side of the house, there was stuff, water-looking stuff, coming off the house and draining down into Jake's bowl. Well, it was little pellets. Well, I called the cops because I didn't know what it was, and it could have been poison. I don't know. I don't want these animals to get poisoned over here. And so I called the police, and he came out. And he said, oh, that's from a jail pellet. They make a pellet gun, like a paint gun, but it shoots pellets. Well, but he said, well, have you had any trouble? I said, no. And, but I told him about that guy. And he said, you should have called us. He said, because there are people out, and they especially like to get older women who live alone. We're easy prey, they think. Well, so he said the reason that boy's he was just trying to warn me and make me knowledgeable of what could happen, what this might be. And what they do, well, they won't stand to the side, which is very suspicious. If you open that door and you look out, and they grab you, and they got you. So, but Coda was and then they patrolled the street all night long. Renee came and spent the night with me, and we cooked. If Renee's around, there's cooking involved. But anyway, so I got my gun now. I haven't been loading my guns. They're loaded now. And just in case, I have a whole box of 22 shells. Just in case I don't hit him first 6. I will get him. But Coda was throwing a fit, jumping on the door and everything, and he wanted to get the police officer. And then I told him, I said, no, Jake, back. He minds when you say back. He's learned that. Well, he shut up, but he didn't get back. He sat right there with them ears straight up, and he watched every move that police officer made. And the police officer said, that is a good dog. So I thought about asking Ray if I could stick Jake out there, tie him with a long rope. But what if he shoots Jake or kicks Jake or something? I don't want that. Or shoots Jake with that big gun thing he had. Well, that would hurt. If it would have hit me, I'm sure it would have killed me. So anyway, I'm sitting around here with guns. If you come over here, I think in the state of Texas, if they're in your yard, well, they're going to put in, if they catch him, they're going to put no trespass. They're watching for him. Because evidently, they're taking that quite seriously. I just thought, well, you know, no, this boy's been probably casing me to see if I live alone. Because that's what they do. I live alone, and I have neighbors that can be here in 2 minutes, and they all got guns, and they love me. And I got guns. And then I've got Jake the Beast. Jake, and then I've got Coda, who evidently, you know what I would like to do with Coda. The one that mentioned I should get Coda training, maybe I should. If I had the money, I would. To guard this house and to attack. And to learn the stuff. Because that cop said he's a good dog. He's a good watchdog. Because he stops when you tell him to stop. But he don't stop watching. He don't go away. The cop would have made one false move. Coda would have had him. Well, so then it was like a miracle. Saturday, as if Jake knew what happened, Jake got loose and sat on my porch all day long guarding the house. Jake loves me. And then Coda, I left the door open, but the screen, the storm door locked. Because Jake was on the front porch. Well, now all of a sudden, Coda wants to play with Jake. Coda was sitting inside the house, whining. He wanted to play with Jake. And I want him to play with Jake. But I don't trust him. I trust Jake. Jake would never go after Coda. I don't trust Coda. Coda would go after Jake. He's already done it. Little does Coda know, Jake is like 10 times bigger than him. But anyway, so yes, that was what happened to me. It was scary. So Renee came over and spent the night. And we cooked. And she took it home. I said, take it home. Don't leave it here. I've got high blood pressure. And I'll eat every bit of it. So now tonight I'm having baked chicken and rice. And broccoli. No, I think I'll have spinach. I love spinach. All right, here we go. Now, for this bottom layer here, I'm going to have to put these in my Amazon cart. Well, it's too late for that. I'm going to put it in my Walmart cart. Okay, now, I'm going to try curling the rest of it with this little bitty curling iron. Because you want to have, if your hair is fine and thin like mine, you need volume and bulk. Well, if you have little curls down here, and you have this part of your hair long, these curls, these little ones, will poof that hair up and make it look thicker. I'll show you if this works. Okay, so now this is what we've got. See? And that looks fried, but we can fix that. Now I'm going to have some coffee. Anyway. Now what else was I going to tell you? Because I got off track. Anyway. So that's the story of that. I have a hair in my mouth. Okay, now I'm going to start right back here. Just like, pretend you have a part right there. Just part it with your fingers. Okay, now go up to where you feel that last curl stopped. Go towards that where you made that little part. and start picking that hair up. Your thumb and your finger is the best thing to do that with, because you really want to keep a brush like this right here. That's not a good idea, but my hair's, I need to condition my hair, wash and condition my hair. Now, I got this little bitty curling iron, and I'm going to put it right, if I can find where I'm supposed to put it, right there. Pull it all the way down the barrel, and then pull it all the way down to the end and start trying to spiral it. See that? That's not going to put all the curl in one hump. It's going to curl them down. I made all this stuff up, girls. When you don't have good hair, you have to make stuff up. How can I do it? Okay, now I want you to see that. Oh, shit. Shoot. See? That's a spiral curl. So now I'm going to put that up there. Try to... Wish I could find all my little pins, but I can't. Okay, so now I'm going to go here. Get that piece. Now, if I've gone down too far, I can use a that bigger curling iron and redo it. And it'll make the curl smaller. And now, and it's okay if you have that, because your hair is not supposed to be perfect, girls. If it's perfect, it just looks glued into place. See? That's too much hair. There we go. And then come down here. There you go. I love my new cup, but it stains, girls. And it froze last night. Can you believe it? We've had this perfect weather. Now see, I got that, see that little piece right there? It's probably going to end up being too curly. So underneath that, I'm going to make a bigger curl. Because I see I shouldn't have done that. I should have come down one more curl with that bigger curling iron. Let's see here. Okay. Now what I'm going to do right off the bat is I'm going to try to go right where that's too curly. And come down with it, kind of heat it up a little bit, and try to get that real tight curl out of that spot. Because you know I like to put my hair back like that. I don't know if you can understand. And you know, now I have a complex about that woman said that. And she said I needed a new microphone, but nobody else is having trouble hearing me. Are you? You used to. Okay, now this. I'm gonna curl these. I'm gonna split that in half. I'm gonna curl both of these. I'm gonna curl this one backwards. I hope I can get my fingers through this. I don't like to brush my hair, and I don't like to comb through it because I need all the hair I got. And if you brush your hair and you comb it, you will lose a lot more than what you'd do if you just use your fingers. And I like to use my fingers. Okay, here's the last piece on this side. And I'm curling it forward. But I'm not doing it. I'm just doing it. I'm not making it tight. I'm see if that'll work. Yeah, see? All right. Now, I don't know what happened right here, but we got to fix it. Okay. We got one more to go back with the bigger curling iron. That's got a little frizz, so I'm pulling all the way through that one. So I guess I'm going to have 3 videos today. This is going to be entirely too long. So I will load this one, and then I will come back and do the makeup. And then I will go and do the coffee cake. And girls, that coffee cake, that drizzle that I made using that sour cream and powdered sugar and milk. Oh my God, I will always use the cream cheese. Always from now on. That is the best stuff. You can drink it. Well, I can. Well, Renee can too. What we did was we made us a little bitty bowl. And we went in the living room and just ate it with a spoon. Okay, here we go. Yeah, all I did was, she didn't answer when I called. So I texted 911. And boom, she was on the phone before the cops got here. And she came. And her husband, I think he wanted to come. If Judy dies, I'll never get a homemade meal again. We can't let him kill Judy. Because Renee doesn't cook a bit. She don't even want to learn. I'll say, Renee, you can do this. This is easy. You can do this. She really doesn't have time. But this is what I'm going to do for Renee. She can't. She's having trouble. She had to fire another manager the other day. And then once she fires them, she gets in the office, she realizes they haven't done anything but set her at a desk. None of the paperwork is done. Well, government paperwork, because those are government apartments, it has to be done, and it has to be done right. It's not something you can say, well, I just save this for later. No, this stuff has deadlines, and it has to be done. So, she can't take the paperwork out of the office. So I'm going to work with her. Because, you know, I love paperwork. It's just my thing. It's always been my thing. So, I'm going to go up there one day, and just she's going to sit there and show me how to do it. And then when I know how to do it, she's going to be able to go away and do whatever else she has to do, and that paperwork will be done. Now, I'm not getting hired. I'm just doing it as a favor. And hopefully corporate don't show up while I'm sitting there. But anyway, I've tried and tried. This morning is the first lower blood pressure I've had. Well, at first they said, well, we can't get your blood pressure. I said, well, am I dead? I feel good. I know I'm healthy. It really hurt my feelings because I really pride myself in being happy and healthy. Well, so they waited and they took me back to the, the examination room. And they did it again. And it still wouldn't read. It was too high. That's what she told me. So, they did all the examinations and everything. And then she did it with her cuff and her, that thing, stethoscope. And it was still high. But it wasn't, she did it twice, and it wasn't as high as it was the previous time. And she said the reason it wouldn't read was because it was so high. But I didn't feel sick or anything. Well, yesterday, I felt sick and dizzy and sick at my stomach. Well, I knew exactly what it was. So, I didn't want to, but I took a Xanax, a half. And I think animals know. You know how that Jackie Ann's been watching me and licking my face and sitting on my chest, and Coda won't leave me alone? They think I'm fixing to kick the bucket. They're trying to save me. Okay. Just going to try to poke that back. Okay, here we go. Now I'm going to take this little piece, and I'm going to use the smaller curling iron. I'm not going to be tight with it. I'm just going to be loose with it. See how loose it is? Okay. All right. Where's that one? There it is. A little tight. Okay, now I'm going back to the back. Now see what we've got. Okay. So now I'm going to go back to the back. It takes a long time, girls. And I'm going to where I have that imaginary part. And I'm going to start curling it with that little, let me put this one away. Let me check my eyes. Oh, I think they do look better. All right, now we're going with the little one. And this will put bulk. That's the only way I know how to explain it. Underneath your, because this part of my hair is going to come down to here. And that's where you need the bulk. Makes your hair look thicker. And gives you volume. Okay, see? I got little curls going now. Keep going with it. Oh. Now don't do what I just tried to do. I tried to jerk that apart. Don't do it. Just kind of use your fingers and get a little of a time out. And there you go. And just kind of do that. Don't pull it. Well, I'm going to pull it because there's a big rat right there. It's probably going to be a frizz now. Don't do as I do, do as I say. Okay. Anyway, girls, my new lady is working out pretty good. You know, nobody's going to be Brenda. Brenda is old school like me. Brenda knows how to clean house. And Brenda does not try to just get away with, you know, as little as she can do. When Brenda does something, she does it right. But she hates me. Oh, God. Renee saw Shelley. She said, Judy, you don't want to see it. She said she looks like she's half dead. Her legs are this big around. No bigger around than the legs on my coffee table. And she said, wrinkles. She said, Judy, she looks older than you and me both. Well, Shelley's only... Oh. Shelley's 59. Oh, my God. But anyway, she said, you don't want to see it. And I said, no, I don't. I don't want to see it. Because you know how I am. I will try to take her ass in. Sorry. Boss her around. Make her eat. Knock her out if I have to. Because I don't hate Shelley. There are people that you love. I loved Shelley like a daughter. But after what she did to me, I don't like her. I love her, but I don't like her and I don't want to be around her. And if I saw her, I'd probably cry and jerk her in the car if I had to knock her out. And she knows, Shelley knows I'll knock her out. Of all the people in the world, Shelley's afraid of me. Mm-hmm. She remembers the good old days when me and her aunt used to hang out together. Yeah, bar fights and everything. God. It's a good thing I calmed down. The Lord saved me. I think He really did. He protected me. He never let me get hurt. But yeah, man, me and Pam used to get out and, you know, if anybody gave us a look or anything, well, we was ready. She's dead. And that's how I got Shelley. I didn't even know Shelley. I knew her. I saw her. She was Pam's niece, and I knew her when I saw her. But she wasn't my friend. That's awful hot. Be sure and don't grab the barrel of your hot little curling iron. Okay, what do we got back there? We have something. I can see it. It's not curled. Anyway, so when Pam died, the night that Pam died, oh my God, Shelley called me. Hysterical. And then I was hysterical. I guess she went to bed and she had a heart attack. Well, she had donated her body to science. So they took the body and they had it for a year. And then they sent back ashes. I am a donor. Because even at my age, if there's anything, the one thing I do have going, I'll have great lungs. When they test my lungs and I tell them, well, I smoked 2 packs of cigarettes for like 60 years. They can't even believe it. My lungs are as clear as a newborn baby. I don't know why. Well, you know, I've been practicing on singing. I'm getting a little bit better. I'm exercising my lungs, getting the capacity, the lung capacity going again. Well, I still can't sing worth a crap, but I'm getting better. Girls, I can yodel. I was exercising my lungs in the bathroom. I was fixing to take a bath. So I was doing all these noises and I belted out a yodel and oh my God. I've wanted to yodel all my life. Come here, Jackie Ann. I can't sing, but I can yodel. Come here, honey. What's going on? What's going on, honey? Come here. Did you see the latest video I put up of Jackie Ann and Coda? He chased her in that same corner. He likes to get her over there in that corner. There she is. She's on the bed. He would not leave her. She played with him for a long time. All right, that's what we got. We're getting the curls now. Now, we're going to go over here on this other side, which feels even worse. Okay, hold on here. All right, I'm going to figure out where that imaginary part is. Now, when you use this the smaller curling iron, you can put more hair in it because it'll curl, but the thicker curls will not be as tight. All right, here we go. What happened, Jackie Ann? Anyway, so I heard Jackie Ann, as usual, growling at him. I knew she's fixing to get him. She took it and she took it and she took it. But she was growling the whole time. And finally she snapped and she got him. Well, she made his ear bleed. Well, then he was just laying there. He was afraid to move. He was afraid she'd get him again. He starts all this stuff, but he can't finish it. I might have a problem. Anyway, yeah, he starts it, and he completely wears her out. And then she can't take anymore. She has no choice. She has to beat him up. So, okay, I'm going to tell you about the movie Max. Girls, don't watch that movie. I was sitting here and I was looking for something to watch. Well, here's this movie about a dog, Max. Well, we used to have a dog named Max when I was young. My son trained him to be a maniac. And, oh my God, that was the saddest movie. And you know, have you ever... I'm not a crier. I am not a crier at all. And this is not even on. Thank God I noticed it. It's still hot. My God. He was a war dog. And his trainer or handler, whatever they want to call it, he got killed. So they shipped his body home. And they took him to the funeral. Well, he could barely walk. He was suffering some bad girls. It was terrible. but he knew that guy was in that casket. So he gets to the casket and he jumped on it. Well, hell, I just lost all control. I started crying like crazy. Well, bless Coda's heart, he jumped right up in my lap. And he put his head on my chest and he would look at me and like, what is it, Mom? What happened? I'm here. I'm here for you, Mom. Well, you know I don't never let Coda get up in my lap because he's heavy and his fingernails hurt me. But we watched that whole movie. He could hear it and he was watching it. But I find it hard to believe that he could really see because they say dogs don't see like we do. They see like digital stuff. You know what I'm saying? But my God, he knew that killed me. Well, I couldn't stop crying. Well, so the dog wouldn't let anybody else do anything with him. They were going to put him down. But at the funeral, the dog walked up to the handler's brother, who was a little pain in the butt. But he came out okay after the dog. Anyway, so they adopted the dog. Well, they had a hard time with him, but he loved that boy. He could tell that boy was his handler's brother. He could tell. So the boy and his little friends, they got together and they trained him, and he got to where he, would let them be around him. But then the guy, the original trainer's best friend, who was in the war with him, well, he got out. And he told him that he had been wounded in the same accident that killed their son. And that it was the dog's fault that he got killed. So, he supposedly got an honorable discharge. Who is this calling me? I don't really care. Anyway, so, come to find out, well, so he goes to, their father owned some kind of a construction, he owned a storage facility. And so, he gave that guy a job. Guy was crooked. Not only was he crooked, he was a liar too. Well, him and his friends were storing drugs in that unit. Well, and then the father, he had told the father that, that dog should have been put down. He should have shot him at his dangerous. Well, the father was an ex-Marine too, but he believed him. And so he went outside that night and he was going to shoot that dog. Well, they came out, the mother and the son, and they would not let him shoot that dog. And I'm still crying. Don't shoot Max. And so, come to find out, the friend of the handler, the guy's best friend, he was a liar. And they were storing drugs over there and guns and all kinds of stuff in that man's storage unit. He told him it would be okay for a little while, He trusted him completely. Well, how did the boys find out? The boys found out. Well, and so the father told the son what that guy had told him about he should have shot that dog, that he had been wounded. No. He'd been nothing but trouble. And he was dishonorably discharged. And so the kid, him and his friends, the boy and his friends, they started watching him. And they would take Max with them. Well, they figured the whole thing out. And so comes to find out, the boy, for some reason, they followed them. They were watching them, and they saw them unloading the stuff out of that storage unit and into the back of a van, a pickup, whatever. Anyway, so they got on their bicycles. Well, the son told the father the truth about that guy. And then they tracked him down. The father did. Well, they kidnapped the father. What? He called his wife and he told his wife, "Don't worry about me. I'm at the cabin," because they were missing him. And so the mother looked at the younger son and she said, "I think this is in code, because we don't have a cabin." So, in the meantime, Max had got put in the pound because of that guy. That one cop was crooked. And so he claimed that Max bit him, but actually his own dog bit him. So they had Max, he was real smart, in the pound. And Max caused some kind of, something, and he got loose. And he chased those people at the pound around. They were hiding from him. He jumped the fence and he went home. So the kids got on their bicycles and Max tracked them. They went to the storage unit and then Max got the scent and they tracked them. Well, needless to say, Max tried to kill all of them, but they all did get killed. But just not by Max. But he would get them off guard so they could be killed. I don't blame him. So, all of them were dead. And Max received an honor. And the end of the movie was that the boy and Max went to the original guy, the boy's brother's grave. I'm still crying. The dog is standing there like at attention. And the boy saluted his brother. Well, girls, needless to say, I went to bed and the animals were all over me because I cried all night long. But you know what I think? I think that I'm not a crier. And I think that movie gave me a reason to cry, because I cried the next day too. I think I have a lot of built up hurt, from things that have happened, since my husband died and before. And I think that gave me, it opened the floodgates. And it all came out. Oh, this is a long video, girls. You think I should make this a 2-hour video? Because it's took an hour to curl my hair. But see, usually, it always takes me about an hour. Because, if you have a piece, this is a low hint. If you have a piece of hair like this, after you curl your hair, and it's just hanging, take a little bitty curling iron, like that, and curl that, and then just kind of move your fingers through it. It'll be curlier than the rest, but it will look good. And it'll cover up your messes. That's what I do. I'll probably have to do it right here. Okay. I'm sorry this video is long. I didn't really, but I wanted you to see from start to end. But this is the first time I've done it this way, so it might not work. It might not work. Now, always use a heat protectant on your hair if you're going to put heat to it. Now we're going to see if we have everything curled. Okay. Ow, ow, ow. Let's see if everything's curled. Everything is curled. Okay, good. Let's see the other side. Yes. All right. Now let's take all these out. It's okay if it falls on the floor. Ow, 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 ow. Because we're going to do another video of a full face of Lee again. And Maria, I really do think that that helped my under eyes. And I will be using that a couple of times a week. Maybe more. Is that all of them? Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start running my fingers through there. I'm going to shut this door and get a little bit closer. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to flip my hair over. And I'm going to just run my fingers through it. Ow, I got a loose fingernail. Ooh, are you broke? Are you broke? No. It's too long. I'm going to have to cut them. The hair is wrapping itself around them and it feels terrible. Now just kind of feel and make sure you got them separated. Okay, now I'm going to spray it. Okay, just a little bit, and then scrunch. Now it looks like I have a ton of hair, but I don't. Okay, now. And then just mess with it. Okay, we gotta get through here and okay, let's see what we got on this side. It's going to be all right. But now I have to cover that part. That's that little piece I said was going to be too curly. And it is. So we're going to take that bigger curling iron and we're going to make it less curly. There. Okay, now. It's still pretty curly. Okay, maybe you'd like to go over here. I think you would, because you're going to bother me. Maybe you'd like to just go in an opposite direction. There we go. Now you just do what I say. Okay. I don't have time for that phone right now. I'm busy. Okay, here we go. Now I'm going to push that up. And push that up. Go under here. And poof it. Don't comb it. Just poof it from under here. Poof it up. I don't have time for that. A robocall. Do they actually think you're going to answer that? All right. You just have to mess with it until you get what you want. Now, let me see. All right. Now I'm going to spray right back in here because I want to lift that. Where's my little skinny pig? We just want to. There we go. Spray it good. If you have hair like mine, it'll be flat in a second. All right, let's go to the other side. The other side looks like it might be a little bit easier. Okay. Okay. Okay, see that right there? It's okay. Come here. Okay, come here. What is up with you? You're going to have to be doing better than that. Where are you? Okay, we want that there. This little piece right here. Come here. Okay, now. Okay. All right, same problem right here. This is too tight of a curl. So we're taking the next bigger curling iron and we're going to curl that back. And make sure that you got all your other hair on it, because if you lay this on that other hair, that's going to flatten that curl. Come here. You're not right either. Come here. Right. Okay. Now, I'm going to look at the back, the side, and it looks okay. So now I'm going to spray it and I'm going to lift it to give it some volume. Because you know I like the big hair. Okay, now I'm going to take my hairspray. And I'm going to do that because I want that hair to stay out of my face. Stay out of my face. This piece doesn't want to work at all. We'll beat it into submission. Anyway, so I got security cameras. I've got one in the living room charging and one's in the mail. Okay. Because I'm not putting up with that. If that guy comes over here trying to scare me again, you know, in Texas, they don't have to be in your house. They'll piffering around out there and you're looking in your windows and whatnot. You can shoot them. And I will. I don't want to. But I will. Because we don't have... That's the first thing that's ever happened on this street. I've always prided that 2 streets back that way, they have trouble. 2 streets back that way, they have trouble. We don't ever have any trouble on the street. Well, now we do. But I can guarantee you one neighborhood meeting and we won't be having it long. All right. Now, see, that looks better. But I see right there is a problem. That's as good as it's going to get. That doesn't want to do what the other side does, so we're going to try to make this side look like that side. And all we got to do is this. All right. Okay, let's spray that. And it's okay if you have little flyaways back there. It looks good. Don't think your hair has to be perfect. It does not. Perfect doesn't look good. Perfect looks like it's glued into place. There we go. There we go, girls. Let me see what the side looks like. Good. Good. All right, I will be back. Let me see, get a little lift right there. Let me get just a little lift right there. Let's see. There we go. That's the way we can do our hair. It's easier when you pull it up here and put it in a twist bun and bobby pin this. But I didn't have time to do that last night. And one girl asked me if I do that video, and I found the video, but I couldn't upload it again. There's a way to do it. I just don't know how. All right, I'm going to go upload this, and I'll be back for full face of Lee's Elf. Oh, and I was at the Dollar General. Dollar General carries Elf now. They have a whole end cap full of it. It won't be long till we can get everything we need at the Dollar General. I'm watching too much of that dang girl, Charlene, the trailer house queen. Trailer park queen. All right. I will be back after I upload this, and I'm going to put my makeup on. All right. Love you.